ở trong đầu cái mail chỉ học lúc còn bé học bằng hồng máu khỏi HKM TV nên nó cũng giờ lúc sáng sớm giờ lên nụ cái bé giờ tú ở lên nụ nhớ cho hồ học bằng hồng máu nó một phần tàu mỏ ở bữa trưa mấy sọt lại tàu báo lúc lì tạ tăng lô cái sự việc chữ thọ bé từ thời trang sử tàu mỏ cộng bên trên Fresno Mount Alliance Church nhớ cho Fresno California bố cô tàu celebrate bố họ 30th year anniversary trong lúc lì tạ tăng lô nó bên chỗ bố rong xa hai bé khó văn chữ ở văn chữ trao cho bên trên nó cứ văn chữ bán cho bố ở văn chữ thích lên tên nổ ha một phần access tàu lô bé theo lối dòng tàu tăng lô rồi lên tới cái sự việc trong làng hơi một phần một cộng bên trên Community Alliance Church nhớ cho bé Sheboygan, Wisconsin nếu cô tao một cho cái sự việc able young lô ở bố từ senior pastor trong lúc lì tạ tăng lô nói dạng gạo cái sự việc chữ tu vư nếu cô tao một cho cái sự việc New Yang cho bên trên Livingstone Alliance Church bố cô giải dỗ cái sự việc New Yang mà ở bố từ associate pastor cho nên tại cái sự giáo làng cô tao một cho nữa cho lúc lì tạ tăng lô nó rồi nên tại cái sự việc vàng cho lì tao một cộng cho bên trên Central Valley Mount Alliance Church cứ nhớ trên trang Visalia, California nếu cô tao một văn chữ chữ lô khó khăn bố cho bên trên hay cô tao một fellowship hay một cái sở hữu cho bên trên lúc lì tạ tăng lô nói dạng gạo rồi lên tới cái sự việc sinh tổ thọ nếu cô tao cho nếu bán Next Gen Pilot Church team tổ cộng nhớ cho hú học bao cộng máu nó bố cô một cái xã làng tàu là cái on nung gạo cho lúc lì tạ tăng lô nó ở trong tàu cái mấy sĩ hở luôn nào bé học bao cộng máu khỏi HKM TV trang sử lên nụ bé mà lại xin chỉ lo lúc lì tạ thảo văn chữ phòng có mong rong bố cho mẹ cho tu
nhớ dòng để nó có cái sự việc Xeng and welcome to Ministry Moment. Today I want to introduce you to our domestic Envision sites. We have 8 different domestic Envision sites in the United States where you and your church can serve on short-term trips and mission trips. We have sites in Miami and Atlanta, New York, Providence, Cleveland, Minneapolis, Los Angeles. Some of you may be wondering why we have these domestic Envision sites. And the reason for these domestic Envision sites is that we want to train missional leaders. We want to train our churches to do missions in their community and in their backyards. So domestic Envision focuses on your Samaria, the people that live around you that are different from you. You know, in the United States, we have over 500 different ethnic groups, people who speak different languages. 185 of these people groups are still considered unreached. And these people are in our neighborhoods. One of the most recent people that have moved into our neighborhoods are the Afghans, the people from Afghanistan. Afghanistan is the one country that has the highest persecution rate in the world. It is very difficult to become a Christian in Afghanistan because your family, your community will persecute you. But when they come into the United States, they're in a country where there is a freedom of religion. They're in a place where they are more open to change. They are in a place where Christians can love on them, can build relationship with them, help them to see who Jesus is and to share the gospel with them. Today, I want to share a little bit with you about Envision Cleveland. I took some time to go hang out with Xeng, who is our IW in Cleveland, and just to see what Envision Cleveland is doing.
A lot of these houses, they're not in the best conditions, but when their refugee families get resettled in, they just take what it's given to them. And on a personal level, it reminds me a lot of the Hmong people in my family when we came to the U.S. So there's like a huge connection to our refugee families here. Yeah. Okay, so in this neighborhood, there's not a lot of grocery stores nearby. You have a lot of little corner stores, and that's where our families get their food from, which is not the best food for them. It's not as healthy, but it's what they can get their hands on. So this is why we have our community gardens to help our families have fresh produce. So a lot of our families here are refugee families from Africa, from Nepal, And now we're getting a lot of Afghanistan families too. So this is one of our community gardens, and it helps our neighborhood to have fresh produce so they don't have to go so far for their groceries. And in the garden we have different plots, and the neighborhood, they can come and rent out a plot and grow their own produce. So we can go in. One of our water systems. We collect rainwater so that our neighborhood can have water to put in their garden. And this is a hangout spot that we made for our community. In the summer we will put up a canopy, and it'll be a place for our community to come out and have barbecue or just get to know their neighbors.
Next, we're going to show you the Bridge House. This is where Envision Cleveland have English classes. They have citizenship classes where they teach basic computer skills to a lot of our refugees and immigrants who are coming into Cleveland.
Well, hi church family. Greetings from Cleveland, Ohio. My name is Denise Manchester. I work with Envision Cleveland, more specifically with resettled refugees and other newcomers here to Cleveland, Ohio. And I send you greetings from The Bridge, which is one of our ministries here at Envision Cleveland. At The Bridge, we work with resettled refugees and other newcomers teaching English classes, digital literacy, and citizenship preparation, as well as other many valuable life skills that newcomers to the United States need to learn and to experience here in their new culture and their new city. So one of the unique things about this building is that we received it from the county land bank. The land bank is an organization here in Cleveland that takes care of buildings so that they don't go abandoned or become blighted. And they look for organizations or businesses to take over the buildings or the homes to have the next owner go in them. So Envision Cleveland was able to take over one of the land bank buildings. We acquired, it was an old United Methodist church. And the only request from this church when they turned the keys over to the land bank, they said, you know, whoever gets this building, we would just really love for it to be somebody who's going to continue to minister here in this community. And the land bank, having a relationship with Envision Cleveland, said, I think we know the right organization. So in December of 2016, we acquired the Bridge building, and we had the Congolese church had their very first Christmas Eve church service in our building on Christmas of 2016, and we've been teaching English classes here ever since. One of the unique things about the location of where we are in Cleveland is that we are just 10 blocks away from Thomas Jefferson International Newcomer School. It is a K-12 Cleveland public school where all kids go if they don't speak English yet. And so they get intense ESL every day there, and usually after about 2 years the kids are proficient in their English to transfer out to other Cleveland metro schools in the area. And the high school students, they give a choice. They can stay all 4 years or they can transfer out as well. So the area right around where our building is, around the church, the Bridge, is known as the International Village because there are so many newcomers from all over. I think there's over like 32 different countries who are represented in Thomas Jefferson's K-12 school. So there's so many newcomers around where our center is, and it really is an international village. From the beginning, you know, we've had a lot of people help us over the years to rehabilitate and bring this building back to life. There were a lot of repairs that needed to happen, and I think we've had close to like 300 people between construction, framing of classrooms, painting, repairing walls, just so many things, installing a new kitchen in the building, just updating electrical in the sanctuary where it had none, because the church is over 100 years old, and it was the main sanctuary was built before there was electricity. So yeah, we were able to install that this year, and it's just been a real blessing to have so many of God's people just donate their time, their talents, and their treasures to this ministry with Envision Cleveland, to empower people, to engage people, to educate, letting people know that every person matters, which is one of our main missions. Primarily our students are coming from Democratic Republic of Congo. We also have students from Sudan, Cote d'Ivoire, Central Africa. We have students from Burundi, and we have students coming now from Afghanistan. Cleveland received around 500 Afghan refugees between November of 2021 and just this present month. So we've taken in a huge influx in our city. And so we're starting to see students come here. Xeng has a few in her class. Yeah. And we also have a few Spanish-speaking students from Puerto Rico who came up after Hurricane Maria hit the big island down there. So, yeah. So that's kind of the students that we have coming for English classes and where they're coming from.
Next, we're going to show you the Envision House. This is where you will be staying when you come to Envision Cleveland to do a short-term trip. And I wanted to experience the whole thing, and so tonight I asked if I could stay in the Envision Cleveland house, and we're going to give you a quick tour of the Envision Cleveland guest house.
Welcome to Envision Cleveland Team House, and come along and stay with us.
Now the next day I had the opportunity to be a part of what they call Renew the City. Once a year, Envision Cleveland picks a site where they can really bless a local ministry. And so this year we picked an abandoned park where Envision Cleveland went out and they took out all the weeds, they cut down the broken trees and the branches, they cleared it all out, and they're going to put in a community garden. They're going to put in some kinetic exercise machines, and they're going to put in some tables where the community could come out and just to hang out and get to know each other and just to meet the community. And they're going to put in some new basketball courts. And so let's take a look at what we did in a few hours in Renew the City, Cleveland.
Hey, I'm Paul Honeycutt with Envision Cleveland. You're out here with us on Renew the City Day. It's an event we do every year. We come to a neighborhood with one of our partner churches just to bless the neighborhood. Today we're actually doing some trash cleanup in the neighborhood, but then right behind me we're working on a park that we're going to be working on, and the church is going to use that as a calisthenics park, a place to do urban gardening, and also just a place to hang out in the neighborhood. Cleveland has a lot of different places to do things, but what they don't have a lot of is just places to hang out. and be community. And so this park behind us is going to be part of that dream for Reach City Church. And so we just want to say thanks for engaging with Envision, and just want to encourage the Hmong District to be involved in Envision sites here in the domestic world, like Cleveland, Ohio. If you want interested in doing that, please go and look at our website, envisioncleveland.org, or go to envision.com to find out more information about domestic sites around the U.S.
In Revelation chapter 7, verse 9 to 10, John saw a vision. And in this vision, there were people from every nation, tribe, and tongue around the throne of the Lamb. They were shouting salvation and glory to the Lamb. And this vision of people from all different nations worshiping God together is coming to fruition. God is now bringing the nations into our neighborhoods, into our community. People from places like Afghanistan, from places like Somalia, from places where it's so hard to share the gospel. God is bringing these people into our communities so that we can share the gospel with them. At one time, Hmong people, we were the mission field, and we came to know Jesus because there were faithful missionaries who obeyed the call to come and bring the gospel to us. Now today, God has entrusted us with the gospel to bring it to other nations, to other people, to other tribes and other tongues. And we can do that beginning with just loving and reaching the people that God has brought and put in our community, the people from the nations. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us for Ministry Moments this month.